second graders. Mrs. Strong and I are here again to teach you another lesson to go with your series book that you've been reading at home. And by now in your book, you probably know your characters really well. And we want to teach you something about characters, and it's called character traits. And that might be a new word for you, but we're really excited to teach you what character traits are.
So today we're going to talk about character traits, and we want you to think about your character, who your character is on the inside. What is their personality like? Character traits show through what a character says or does.
So a character trait is not how a character looks. So for example, Frog is green. That isn't on his inside, it's his outside. And Toad is brown. So a character trait is not what they look like. It's how they act or what they say that can help define what their character traits are for them.
So this week in your packet, we included a list of character traits to help you find some words that might help describe your character. So we're going to think about Frog. And on this list are some words that might help us. For example, Frog is friendly. Him and Toad are really good friends, and he's very friendly to Toad. So we're going to write friendly. Mrs. Lankar is going to write friendly on our line. What's another word?
I'm thinking generous. Frog is very generous. He helps Toad with his chores. He does many things with him. So I think that's a good one.
That's a great one. And Mrs. Lankar, you made me think of one that's not on our list. But I think Frog is really helpful. He helps Toad a lot.
So even if it's not on this list and it's a word that describes your character, how they act or what they say, you can use one that's not on the list too. So helpful.
So after you've come up with 2 or 3 words to describe your character using character traits, then we want you to choose one of those words and give an example from the book. So let's see, we have friendly, generous, and helpful.
And it's really important you're using your book for this part. So we're going to pick the best one and then give an example. What are you?
You know what? On page 20, it's the story about the kite, and it says, "We must make a second try," said Frog. "Wave the kite over your head. Perhaps that will make it fly." I think Frog's being helpful there by giving Toad an idea on how to make the kite fly.
So I might circle helpful because that's the one we chose to describe. And then on the lines down here, we would write the example from the book. So you notice Mrs. Strong said on page 20, she stated what Frog said to Toad. That's the example. So you're going to be thinking of some character traits for your characters and then giving an example from your book. And then hopefully you're really close to finishing your series book. We want you to wrap up your series book this week. And then we have 2 questions for you to write about based on after you've read your whole series book. And here they are. There's 3 questions there, but we want you to pick 2. So any 2 that go with your book. How is your character feeling and why are they feeling that way? So think about how your character feels.
How has your character changed from earlier in the book? So maybe your character did something at the beginning and they're doing something different at the end.
And the last one says, how does your character act around others? So we want you to pick 2 of these and then write your answers on the line. So you might put a 1 and then write your answer, and 2 and write your answer. And these are after you finished your book. So you've read your whole series book and you're ready to just think about the whole book and the characters in that book.
So this week we want you to finish your book up, and because next week we're going to be starting a new book. Happy reading!